Yes, also known Avery like a very nice guy, also known as Carlton Banks. Carlton with a K, BANXXX. Carlton with a K, BANXXX. And I'm here with my brother, the co-host, Just Devon.
It is just Devon. Thank you.
Just Devon.
We're in the middle. These get released later, so we're in the middle of the beginning of the zombie apocalypse. We don't know what we're in the middle of. If you're looking at this right now and you're scavenging for food, things went bad with Corona.
Yeah.
If you're not, we overreact.
Just as
it could go
to get famous.
anywhere. It could go anywhere. It could go anywhere. Yeah. Who knows? I mean, if we're all scavenging for food, maybe that's how you become famous.
Wow.
They're like, you're the one guy on the radio.
Wow.
I don't know.
That would be terrible. And also, it's Pi Day, too.
It is Pi Day. I almost missed out on Pi Day.
It's gonna rain like every single day for this next upcoming week. Not only with the rain, which is terrible, the rise in COVID. Like we're in Houston, Texas, and it's risen. Then there's all this rain. August is around the corner. We're gonna get a hurricane. Like it's
a hurricane wait.
The vibe that's just the vibe. I'm like, no, we're not due for. I'm like, nigga. 2020, everything has happened. The murder hornets left because it was wild. That was like
every day is like some kind of random weird news. I'm still dealing with the dust.
Thank you.
The dust came out. I mean, the first of all, I want people to stop calling it African dust. Like they'd be like, every time something come from like anywhere, it's African dust. Like
that's what I know. That's what I heard it as.
I'm trying to. How do they know? Like
they said they tracked the weather pattern and all this dust kicked up.
I know there's certain wind patterns this is authentic African dust.
African dust. Like, I was like, okay, and it just hangs. It's different than the other dust. It's more aggressive.
Amen.
And I'm just like that. I'm not
aggressive.
You remember when we were kids, man, when I was in middle school, they kept talking about Africanized killer bees, and I'm still not sure what they did. Like, the killer bees came here, they live here. I don't know what the killer bees are really doing. And now that they got harmless, we just stopped calling them Africanized. Like, they just
it looks like LA outside. It just looks like pollution to me.
It just looks smoggy.
Yeah.
But
it's smoggy for no reason.
It's African dust season.
Yeah.
It's just dark. It's just like black outside.
I ain't going nowhere, man. COVID, all of this. If I ain't at work, like
you ain't going to Miami? You're not going to Miami?
All their planes messed up. I'm like, all them people that took advantage of shit and was like, yo, I'm fit to travel. COVID ain't that serious.
Okay.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
At my job, we have I work at this vape shop, and we have what is that? You can either come inside the store, or we do curbside pickup. I don't let nobody in. It's in a well-to-do area, and since we're in America, I fit the description. Them folks ain't coming in. I'll be like, yo, stay outside. Ain't coming in. Even when me and Devon take precaution. I'll be like, I shower like 3-4 times a day. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, there's nothing to do. You don't need to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Unless you're working. You don't. 2020 is it's a wrap. It's already done.
It's over.
Yeah.
I just hope they have between now and start of next year to get this thing under control to where stuff can go back to normal. But I ain't worried about doing shit for the rest of the year.
Man, it's gonna take 2 years. We're not out of this until 2022. I mean, nobody can.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't see the end game.
Yeah.
Like, where does it stop? Like, it don't stop.
Like, that's what I think. Every time
That dust is just that Thanos snap. That's all that is.
every time somebody of authority gets to speaking, they can't go 3 questions deep. Like they'd be like, "So what are y'all doing now?" They'll answer it. "So what's happened so far?" They answer it. Then you'd be like, "So what happens next?" And they'd be like, I'm gonna respond to you in email." And I'm like, "God, y'all, nobody knows what they're about to do.
Don't nobody know shit, bro.
Yeah,
Nobody knows anything. The experts, they've politicized it, so you're not listening to doctors, which they went to school. They hopefully know what they're talking about, but then it's like, nah, don't listen to them. Don't wear a mask. It's in protest of da-da-da. It's like, bro, do you want to die or not, bro?
When people got that Florida meeting, the little council meeting where people were speaking and they were saying, "Yo, wearing a mask stops oxygen from getting into your body." And I was like, "Yo, doctors have been wearing masks." Like, I thought this was something that wasn't debatable. Like, I didn't know this was where the debate landed.
Oh, people are stupid. People are stupid. That's what it is. It's like, you got all these people ranting and raving online, and they probably didn't pass chemistry. So it's like, how do you know, bro? You failed biology in middle school, bro. Yeah. Like, if someone's telling you wear a mask so you don't pass it, or helps you prevent from getting it, I don't know why you wouldn't just do it.
Like, why not listen?
The mask is the setup from the
conspiracy,
and that's how they treat it. Like, it's like,
don't make no sense.
The government's coming for your mask. I was like, "Dog, like, this is a real elaborate plot. Like, they got the whole world involved to get this together."
Crazy plot, man.
It is a crazy plot. I got some dope masks though.
My mask game is A100, bro. I mean, I'm buying masks now. I got a Star Wars mask.
Gucci.
Got some medical masks. Well, how you want it?
I got the Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree joints.
Dollar Tree joints is
I got a Supreme camo mask.
Okay.
A hype beat mask. Yeah, man. I'm all in on masks, bro. Let's do it.
Got a few. A lot of them have been going along with the Black Lives Matter mask. I'm sure we all have that. Speaking of Black Lives Matter, black and ugly as ever. Stay Houston down to my socks. It's your boy Chips Ahoy. Ha ha! Corny joke. I said it again. Avery, like a very also McMahon's known as Carlton Banks, whatever my name is, but right here I'm Avery. Ding. I also am here on In My Humble Opinion podcast with my brother, the co-host, Jess Devon. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Jess Devon. We have special guests, friends of the show, friends in real life, some great people, producers, as far as producers, entrepreneurs, black men, most of all. We have Jett I Masstyr, and also, I know you as Bruce, but damn, I forget your... I'm sorry.
Floss, man.
It's all good. It's all good, man.
Who has some best merch? That Power Rangers? Oh my goodness, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Hey, my birthday is coming up soon. Random. This is what I want. I want random bad guys. I only collect the bad guys. So this is Hans Gruber from Die Hard. I only collect the bad guys.
Hans, damn, you found a Die Hard. Wow, bro. That's amazing.
God, why only the bad guys? I only collect the black ones. So why only the bad guys?
I only collect the bad guys because it's just I'm not trying to spend too much money. So I figure if I just collect just the bad guys, and I'm using your Hot Topic discount, by the way. I use
No, I collect all of the black ones, which also keeps my costs down because they only come out with one like every.
Exactly. So
they was on a run after Black Panther, and then they ran out of ideas. Although things might change now since everybody is apologizing for everything they've ever done to black people.
Look, we're gonna get a JJ from Good Times pop.
We're gonna get the Bill Cosby pop.
Yeah, Bill Cosby.
When the Texas Realtors came out and said
Cosby pop is out of line. That's out of control, man.
They said they are reviewing Cosby's case. I don't know what that is. I don't know what y'all have to discuss, but look, everybody backed off. I know who's going to jump in. I'm pretty sure T.I. and B. Simone are going to be on a podcast and just further fuck up their careers by commenting on all this. So
I think T.I. is incancelable. I don't know. But T.I. can keep T.I. over the years. If you look at his track record, T.I.'s done some shit. All I'm saying is T.I. got out of prison a lot of times.
That is true. That is true.
I don't know how. There are some conspiracies about it. But
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Does anybody watch The Family Hustle?
No.
Yes. Sometimes if I catch it, yeah.
Thank you, Floss.
If I catch it, yeah.
I only watched The Family Hustle because I saw an ad, and they released the episode for when he talked about going to the gynecologist. And the number one thing I remember about that episode, because they were on vacation. No, first of all, it was like 20 people on vacation. His whole family, LaToya's family, Monica's family. The news broke while they were on a boat. Nobody was happy with T.I. except for T.I. Like, T.I.'s friend was like, "Doug, do you do this? And why would you say this?" Like, he's like, "Oh, well, that's just how I parent." Yeah. T.I.'s mom got on him, his wife, his daughter, his daughter's friends, Lil Wayne's daughter. Like, everybody was on this vacation like, "Doug, why would you do this?" I was like, oh, okay. Y'all had T.I. comes from a place where there's sense. He just does what he wants to do.
That sounds like a terrible family vacation. Don't sound like fun
that he paid for. He definitely paid for it.
Oh, he definitely paid for all that.
But I'm just saying, T.I. speaks eloquently. That doesn't mean that he comes from.
It doesn't get you off. You know some big words. It doesn't mean you are unable to still do some mess out here. That was mess.
Like T.I., he does a lot of nonsense, and according to, if you listen to any of his songs, he documents his nonsense very well. I'm like, T.I.'s he's an eloquent nigga.
That is true. That is very true.
So you guys have been on the show together before. All right, that's where we know you guys from. All right, and both of you are. What are y'all doing to keep up with the quarantine like right now?
Oh, I stay my ass at home.
That's not wait. First, because we have to pull this out of Floss, because Floss gonna act like he's just at home doing nothing. What are you doing though? Floss, you post every day. Tell the people what you're doing, dog.
I mean, okay, the boring stuff is I make beats, but the interesting stuff is I try to find new shows. So I go and watch like kiddie shows, like what's it called? What's the teen one?
Teen Titans?
Yeah, Teen Titans. I watched that.
Okay,
okay. I just
Teen Titans is underrated, bro.
Yeah. I just finished a Different World. I went back and saw Dwayne Wayne lose his girl, get his girl back.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to become the black Cisco and Ebert. That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, okay. Now, we were on the road. We were on the road to that. Like
we were.
People don't know. Floss and I were the only two people that we know. Well, we knew one other person that bought Movie Pass.
That's it.
And we are actually probably responsible for the bankruptcy of Movie Pass. Y'all remember Movie Pass?
I remember Movie Pass.
Movie Pass should have never. They should have never offered it to educators. Because
why they did that.
Floss and I was hitting the movie every day. Right. I was like, by the time he still got the card, I got
mine. Still got it.
Hey, I'm holding on.
But I tell you how much money. I feel like if Regal did Regal shut down?
So far, yeah.
I'm talking about. I think Regal went bankrupt. If Regal was still operating or whatever, I feel like I could still walk in there and get a free popcorn. Like, that's how much. Like, we used to just walk up to the concession and just be like, "Here, type in your number," and they'd be like, "Oh, you're a rewards member." I was like, "Yeah, I've been here 4 times this week."
Tearing it up.
We just stopped by the movies, whatever. I don't know who thought of the movie pass like idea, but they weren't an economics student.
It was the business model was outrageous.
Horrible.
How are y'all making money, man?
They are probably the same. I feel like those people went on to lead the presidential COVID response. So they probably do the same thing. Like, look, man, the numbers are here. We're good. Like, I feel like us.
That man said,
movie
if we don't test as much, we'll have fewer cases.
But that's
nigga. What are you talking about, bro? Yeah, duh.
But that is that was how MoviePass operated. So many people were like, MoviePass, you're not making any money. And they were like, but wait, all we have to do is just get more people to sign up for MoviePass. But then they're like, but then you're going to be making even more no money. They're like, we're going to make it work. Meanwhile, Floss and I saw every movie. And I've seen so many movies that people be like, you saw it? What was that movie with old boy that had his spine replaced with a robot?
Upgrade.
We were the only ones that saw that. I know we were the only ones that saw that.
I was watching some bullshit.
God, Upgrade was low-key fire. Like
it was a good movie.
There were a lot of movies that I was like, I don't want to see this, but it's free. So we just walked in. I was like, dang, this Upgrade ain't bad. We were the only two people in the whole theater.
Like we were social distancing before anybody.
We really were.
No, y'all was already doing it before COVID.
No, we were just like, I was like, yo, if people went to the theater like we was going, I was like, oh, there's nobody in here. We got a bunch of seats between us. I can stretch out. Like, that'd be fine. But that's not how people are going to go to the theaters.
A robot spine, and now he has superhuman strength and agility?
God, his whole body was moving without him. Like, he knew karate, and he didn't know.
Who was in this movie?
Nobody. You know.
Nobody.
No.
This is like the C-list people. Tom Jenkins, Mary Mathuhal.
Super C-list. Super C-list. Like when you're on Amazon and you click and you look at the actors and they only have like one thing and it's that movie,
no.
This is an Upgrade.
This is the dude that played the extra in Taken 3. This is his first starring role.
Bad guy number 4.
Yeah.
No.
I haven't really been doing much outside. I mean, I'm still working, so working from home and been working on music here and there. Been reading a lot. Been trying out different coffees from different.
Coffee? What kind? Hold on.
Coffees.
It's coffees.
Coffees, yeah, like coffee.
From Starbucks or from you making?
Oh no, not Starbucks. No.
Okay.
But no, I've been like buying coffee from Cuba and Nicaragua, Brazil, just different places.
This man think he Dominican. This man trying to get to Latin America, man.
Hey, man, I'm just trying to spread my horizons, you know. I've been reading a lot, but that's really it, man. I've been working out as of a couple weeks ago. So, you know, that's what I'm trying to stay busy and keep my mind off of everything that's going on.
All right, now you're a producer as well. Now, Floss is like, he'll put up a beat every day. As a matter of fact, if you go on Floss's YouTube page, I was laughing in one of the comments because he introduced himself as like the worst beat maker you know. And somebody was like, I like your beats. Why do you say that?
Right.
I was laughing, but I was like, no, he's been putting out stuff. Does being in quarantine increase your creativity or just crush it?
For me, it has, with everything that's going on, it has not helped me be more creative right now. I've made new stuff here and there, but only when I've felt inspired to do it. But I have a lot going on, so I don't really have as much time. As much as I have more time now, I don't really have time to just like vibe out. Like, I work a lot. Like, I know it don't seem like I got a job, but I got a job. But yeah, man, like I hate forcing making beats, so I'm not gonna do it every day just to hit a quota. No knock to anybody that does it that way. I just never I think when I first started, I was like in a routine, like I want to make as many beats as possible. But over the years, my process is very like when I feel like making a beat, I'll make a beat. And then typically the percentage of good beats to bad beats increases. Like I probably, since I wanted to do it and felt I should do it, it's good to my standards. So, but then I'm sitting on a ton of beats anyway. So I'm always looking to group things together and put out another project here and there. So it's different, man. It's like the freedom of being able to go wherever you want could lead to an experience that inspires you to make some music. And it's kind of hard to do just sitting here all day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think
when
that's part of the thing is like just being stuck. Like it's like I could get up and I can leave my house, but I have nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's like we all getting punked right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's literally it.
And I think by it's June. By now, I would have taken a trip somewhere. I would have done something that would have maybe sparked some inspiration to make a new project or something. But it's just, where's the groove at? Like I hadn't really gotten comfortable with 2020, and then, beginning of March, all bets are off. So it's weird.
Indeed.
I mean, I agree 100%. I mean, right now, I don't go out as much as Hash and you guys, but I would at least hit someplace and stood on a couch, and that would have made a beat that would have made,
Stood on the couch.
I would have.
When's the last time you stood on the couch, Bruce?
When was BMF? When did BMF come out?
My God, that was
2012.
Okay, I was on that couch. That couch.
I was there.
You was there with me, man.
I was there. We were at the flat, standing on couches.
And then,
Yeah.
The flat opened up and people was like, "Oh, it's great," and then everything had to shut back down. Like,
just in the flat.
Bro, 2020,
big.
2020, bro, has gone downhill since Kobe passed away.
Yeah,
I feel like
not my
that
nigga.
moment on, the weirdest, craziest thing you could think of has been happening.
Yeah.
Even this, remember, we started the year with World War III.
Yes.
We started the year.
That's how long this year's been.
We were 10 days in, and there was like World War III. It was like
they just throwing shit out there. It's like, hey,
yeah,
we might blow everything up. What you think about that?
And that's my thing. I feel like everybody always just ups the ante. Like every day, I just pick up Twitter. I was telling my friend, it's like picking up Twitter now and looking at the trends is like looking at Mad Libs. Like it's just like random people pop up. Like one day I picked it up and it was like witches. And I'm like, what the fuck? Witches?
What?
Like, and then you'll pick it up another day and it's like Trump said that, like one day it was Trump can't drink water. And I'm like, wait, what?
And that's what he was doing.
Yeah, with the little water cup. And I was like that. And then
hey, Trump, I feel like we've been saying this for the last 3.5 years. He's the most ridiculous person
on the face
of the earth.
Absolutely.
The most asinine, the most ridiculous person ever.
And has backing. Like even that water thing. My man got up in front of an audience in Oklahoma and just drank water to cheers. Like, I showed y'all.
And he tossed the glass like, yeah, bitch, I did that.
I was like he dunked on somebody.
Oh my God, bro, I can't do it, bro.
Come on now.
I cannot do it. I can't do it no more, man. Get this clown out of here, bro.
It's a completely weird year. I mean, shoot, not even with Trump. I mean, we're in Texas, so I don't know how it is. The perception in Houston was like, yo, we should all probably stay inside, but then they opened it up, and then everybody was like, oh, we all going outside.
Negroes were going to day parties and pool parties and stuff. Y'all, Houston was turning up. That week they opened up bars and restaurants. Yeah. People was out.
Crazy.
First off, I don't even understand how it's like when they were like, oh, well, you just got to keep it to 25%. Who's counting? Like, what bar is like, hey, man?
They don't have enough city employees to go around and
that's what I said. I said, nobody's counting y'all.
They're going off an honor system, and then they're banking on a few Karens to call in and snitch on people.
Yeah,
so that's how they were doing that.
And then you're making so much money. Like, who gonna? Oh man, we had 20, 30%. let's just stop. No, you're making so much money. You ain't gonna stop
Exactly.
that.
So that's why I was like, yeah, y'all need to keep things.
What killed me is when they made it 50% capacity, and then they were like, yeah, you need to social distance, and then it was like, but you could have parties of 6 and 8 people at the table. It's like, how is that social distancing?
Thank you.
That don't make any sense.
Social distance with the niggas that you like, which does nothing.
Texas wanted that money, man.
Yeah.
They wanted that tax money. They wanted the economy back. They chose commerce over people's well-being, which is ridiculous.
And now they still gonna have to shut down.
Now they have to do it all over again.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
do you see the curve for China? China, they beat the shit.
Yeah.
Now people argue that they started it, but I mean they're not.
I will say this though, because we have, and their interview is going to come out later. My brother, he knew 2 girls that are in China just separately. They were in China, but they quarantine.
Like they quarantine for real.
I was like, yo, how do you quarantine? And she's like, oh, like they escort you to your house and then they give you your little bag of stuff and they like stay inside and then they put the camera outside your door. And I'm like, wait, what? They're like, oh yeah. If you step out your door, they'll come pick you up and like take you to the hospital. And I'm just like, die.
No, they was on lockdown. They had a schedule where they can go, where they could go.
Yeah.
If you did anything outside of that, you could just add another 2 weeks, player, because you're gonna have to do it all over again.
And that was the big thing. It's like, yo, every time you stepped out, it's 2 weeks, 2 weeks of lockdown where you gotta stay in. With us, our quarantine has been kind of like it's been honor system. Like, hey, are you quarantining? It's like, yeah, kind of. I don't go the places I normally go, but I was like, okay, but you've been out. And when I saw people have hookahs outside of cars,
that was it.
And they were bringing out the hookah to the car. I was like, God, I don't.
Y'all
don't really understand how germs spread. Like, it's not like the germ was in the club and was like, oh, I can't go outside now.
I'm gonna tell you what was lit though. Them to-go margaritas, man.
Oh, that's that.
Yeah, Papa Do's had those.
Lit.
That's never lit.
At Taco Cabana one night, got my little chicken flauta dinner, and they were like, "Do you want any margaritas?" I was like, "Sure, I'll take one." You have to order 2. Okay, I'll order 2.
Did you see the drive-in strip club?
Oh, I did see that. I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. Drive-in strip club too. Yeah.
That's out of control.
Yeah.
That was in Houston.
No. That was somewhere else.
That hadn't been a Houston thing.
No. It wasn't.
Florida.
It might have been Florida. Yeah, because Houston didn't have no
drive-in and they outside the cars.
Yeah. They had different stages, and you drive up to the stage.
And I feel like the only reason Houston didn't do it is because Houston strip clubs were operating regular.
Yeah.
So the niggas immediately said, oh, wait a minute, guys. We're not a strip club. We're a restaurant. And people went, okay, cool.
Nothing stopped.
It's funny because the people up here know that I'm from Houston, and they'll be asking me like, what are they doing down there? I said, man, I don't know. Strip club, pool parties. I said they turned up right now. They think it's over. It ain't over.
This is the first time I feel like I can side with Dallas in a Houston-Dallas conversation. Like I was like, oh, they looking down on us, and they're right. We should have stayed in.
Yeah.
So how good of a job did they do, Jedi?
Of who?
Dallas.
How good of a job? I mean, better than what's going on down there. I don't know. It seems the same. Like I know the businesses, a lot of small businesses were suffering when they had to shut down. But social distancing, like I'll go to a grocery store. There's not that many people usually there. I can walk the aisles freely.
Yeah.
For a while there, I was wearing Uber Eats out. I mean, wearing them out every single day. And then I started cooking my own meals. But aside from that, like I went to I played a part in it because I went out to like a bar just to see like, is it 1 million people in here? And it was spaced out. It wasn't that many people, but I know there were places in Dallas, like Deep Ellum was was open. You know, like restaurants were open. So in comparison, they still didn't do everything they needed to do, but I just don't think it was to the extent of Houston though.
Yeah, I feel like that's just America. Like I don't think anybody, most cities, I feel like, except you know what, I am hearing people like on the West Coast, like Los Angeles, like Bay Area, they was like locked down because they was handing out fines if you was out.
Yeah, like in May they were like, yeah, we locked down until August, and it's like, damn, okay, they just locked down. We kept playing this game of like, okay, well, we're gonna phase 2 and phase 3 and all this other stuff. It's like, but it's not it doesn't match the numbers, you know what I'm saying? It matches an agenda and a timeline. It's like, okay, if the numbers say, hey, you know, it's going down, whatever, then okay, I guess you can open things up a little bit. But it was like, we started this plan, so we got to keep opening up no matter what the data says. That's stupid.
That's real stupid.
I mean, that's essentially it. So now we're just on punishment. Like, I feel like I'm grounded.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is, man. And it's ridiculous because you got the day parties turning up, man. Shout out to who, I mean, it's unfortunate what happened with, what, 50-15, was it?
Oh, yeah, 50-15.
But stuff like that, I mean, you got to shut that stuff down, man. They out there partying, going ass wild. Can I cuss?
Yeah, you can cuss.
Oh, okay, they're going ass wild. Booty cheeks.
First of all, ass wild is a wild curse word. The ass cannot curse, and they say ass wild.
You know, they going ass wild.
That sounds like a wild. Like, yeah.
That sounds like some different activities, man.
They going ass wild. That's how wild it was. They're going ass wild. People ain't wearing masks. I mean, come on. I love the turkey leg hut, but man, it was like a mile-long line, and they was just next to each other. I was like, come on,
yeah,
man.
That was the other thing, too. The amount of places that were like, yo, we're shutting down, but that line is basically like just regular. So I'm like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah.
But the grocery store.
The thing I had a problem with was like, you know, the numbers say that it was killing more black and brown people than other ethnic groups. At one point, they kind of stopped saying that. So when I saw that, I was like, damn, man, come on, our people, man.
Yeah.
People, man, why y'all, you know, shoulder to shoulder at turkey leg hut, man, that's, with no mask on. Come on, at least have the mask on. Like,
just put the mask on.
Y'all tripping for real.
I remember when they opened up Clay.
Oh, that was
nuts. Did.
I saw that on Twitter. It was on Twitter, and like everybody was sharing it. They were like, "Oh, they wild in Houston." Yeah. The whole world was saying y'all was wild. I was like, "Damn!"
You know what? That was so long ago. That was early. Like I forgot about that. And Clay was open all day because Clay had a day party for like white people, or like earlier that day, and then black people came to the pool late. I was like, "Dog, y'all are open."
Yeah.
My little cousin went to that Clay party, man. Had to call him, man. Quit being ass wild, man. Get your ass on. Like, what are you doing?
Now, do y'all know anybody? I guess that's the other thing too. I think that's the other thing about it is because there's not a lot of testing. We don't know who has it, so the perception is like, oh well, nobody has it. Because do y'all know anybody that has gotten COVID?
I had a family friend that he went to high school and went to college with my dad. He passed away. This was back in April. I know of 2 people here that have it that are mid-30s, you know, our age, that have it. One is really really bad, but his status is improving. And then, aside from that, it's just like hearing from other people, like they know somebody that has it. So.
I'm about to say DeLorean.
DeLorean's.
DeLorean's mom, right?
No, yeah, she had it, but
and her mom's.
Her mom's friend had passed away from it or something.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the other thing about it too. I feel like now that they're shutting down for the second time, now I'm hearing more people, which goes with the numbers, saying, "Oh, I know somebody now." Like now people are getting I was like, yeah, because I feel like a lot of these people already had it or were getting ready to go through this process, but we weren't testing, we didn't know, and people just got lulled into a false sense of security. And
I was texting Thorogood Floss, and he texted me a picture of a 24-hour clinic on the northwest side, and it was lines wrapped around the building to get tested.
Yeah,
so it's like the pressure that's being applied to testing, then the cases are going up, and I heard the medical centers at 97-98% capacity, so they don't have enough rooms. They're checking adults into the children's hospital.
They're rebuilding
room.
They're rebuilding the temporary hospital.
Yeah.
So they had a temporary hospital near us, near NRG, and they shut it down because they was like, oh, we don't need it. We don't need the overflow beds. A month ago, they started rebuilding it.
Yeah.
Because they was like, we gonna need it, and now it's like it's finished right on time for them to need it. Because I was like, that's just ridiculous. That it's like we had it, and like we could have got it, we could have got past it, and then we was like, nah, we good.
And I didn't know what the big idea was. Oh, the summertime is gonna go away, and I was like, okay, if let's say it does, but right after summer, in that flu season again,
yeah,
yo, it's gonna come back even stronger. It's like. Literally, Trevor Noah said this like in March. Like he mapped out everything, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, "This is how I felt. I know this is how you felt, Devon." I'm like, "It's gonna be a while, bro. Like, we're gonna be home. They gotta figure something out."
Plus, at this point, I'm just too nervous. Like, if I cough in the middle of the night, I'm just like saying a little silent prayer to myself, like, oh God, please, Lord, like, come on now, you know I'm your boy, and you know I've stayed inside, like, please, not me. It's just like, yeah.
Slim Thug took all the precautions.
Yeah,
got it. What's his name? D.L. Hughley. That
was crazy.
Right.
That was crazy.
D.L. Hughley passed out on stage, and. You know what? But that's also like a weird, like almost like D.L. Hughley passed out on stage, said he was dehydrated and everything, and then came back and did his little video where he was like, hey, you know, I passed out from exhaustion, and it also turns out I have corona and I'm asymptomatic. But I was like, two of the symptoms of corona are dehydration and losing consciousness. You are like, I feel like with us,
got the symptoms, you are symptomatic.
You are symptomatic, and I feel like we've lulled ourselves into this. Like, I mean, I hate to like with other diseases where it's like if I don't see the symptom that I'm looking for, then you must not have it. Like you got to be coughing for me to think you have COVID. And I was like, no, I don't think that's how it works. Like you can look functionally fine and have it, and it can still be wrecking your system or not. But you could be.
At first, it was like they were saying like, you know, it runs its course in 2 weeks. And at first, I was like, man, I hope I just get the shit now. So later. But now, 3 months later, I don't want to get the shit at all.
Nah,
I'm gonna do everything possible to where I don't want to get it.
You know what sobered me up on that, because I was thinking like you. I was like, yo, just get it to me. It was Scarface. Because Slim Thug got it, and I was like, Doug, this is like I get it. I stay home. I order some food. I'm cool. Scarface, I was like, nah, I don't want it. I said, nah, man, you are going through it, and then he's telling people like, please stay home. Like, don't get this. And Scarface, I mean, I feel like for anybody that lives in Houston, like you don't see Scarface out. No. Like Scarface ain't like oh, you just walked around and saw Scarface. Like Scarface,
depending on where you go.
Depending on where you go.
I'm gonna say, knowing Scarface, he is very low key.
Yeah,
he'll pop up. He'll pop up somewhere.
You're not gonna see Scarface
like on a regular basis. Yeah,
you're not gonna see Scarface like you see a Slim Thug.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
I expect to see Slim Thug like just out to the point you see Slim Thug so much it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But Scarface, I was like, and he was like, yo, I was staying in. I wasn't doing nothing.
I saw Scarface at a beer fest when I would just happen to be there grabbing beer, and I'm hearing My Block. They're just playing the piano. I hear somebody talking, and I'm like, that's My Block. That's Scarface. I got a video and everything because it was a beer fest. So nobody who was looking for Scarface was there for him.
Right.
I feel like Scarface goes places like he's out, but I feel like he goes places the way Bill Murray goes places. Like it's one of those things where you're like, oh, that's him, that kind of thing. But it's just it's not like you're trying to see him all the time. He's not going to be out.
No, you're not going to see him all the time.
So once he got it, and then him describing what it was like, I was like, nah, I'm gonna stay in,
man.
Because best case scenario, it's nothing. Worst case scenario, apparently it feels like you have a ton sitting on your chest all the time.
I don't need that. I got a bird chest. I don't need nothing. I don't need no hair on my chest. I don't need none of that. Stay away.
You don't want to catch that, Floss.
Man, I said a ton on your chest. No, sir.
Nah, man. It's been a crazy year, bro. This obviously
and we're only halfway through.
Yeah.
Like we're only halfway through, and it's gonna ramp up. Like my whole thing is it has to ramp up because, like he was saying, hurricane season coming, the election is coming.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
They trying to start all these sports, these team sports.
Yeah,
buddy.
At the same time, they're trying to start them at the same time. It's not gonna work.
I don't even understand how this is gonna. Like we were talking about the NBA in 3 hotels in the same location playing sport. I was like, this seems like a recipe for disaster.
In a bubble where they can't leave, knowing they're gonna leave.
Knowing that, first off, that's my other thing too.
You know I'm leaving. After I play this game, I'm going somewhere else.
Like you know it's gonna happen.
Let's play a game. I'm gonna say a name, then you can't say the name. Okay, James Harden is definitely leaving. Who you got? Who you got?
Dwight Howard.
Definitely leaving.
Oh wait. Or even James Harden or Dwight Howard, either they are leaving or they are having somebody brought them
in. That's the same thing.
So quarantine will be broken.
Yeah, it's gonna be broken.
I think Russell's leaving. Russell's definitely leaving.
These boys are leaving, man.
I'm telling you,
J.R. Smith is leaving and bringing people in. He gonna do both.
J.R. Smith is gonna do the fool in the bubble.
So it's just gonna be Chris Paul staring out his window, looking down at them like, I can't believe y'all. Like, I can't believe y'all doing this. So yeah, that like people are. I don't know why people think that this is just gonna go as smoothly as they think it is when it's such an easily catchable disease.
It is impossible.
Yeah,
it is impossible to have an NFL season where you got to travel to another city, be it bus or airplane. It is impossible.
And they have to
someone on the staff, a referee gonna have it. Somebody on the team already has it. Yeah. It is impossible. It is not that serious. I don't care about sports that much to where these guys and these men and women are putting their lives on the line because I want to see somebody win a Super Bowl or win the Larry O'Brien Trophy. It's not that big of a deal, man.
It's not.
We got more important shit to deal with this year.
I don't know who said it. I don't remember if it was Shaq a while ago but whoever win whatever sport that you're playing this year, there's an asterisk.
A big asterisk.
Sure.
Like they are always going to say, like till the end of time, like it's like, oh yeah, y'all won, but y'all won that 1 year we played for like 3 weeks. Like
low key, I want my Astros to win so they can hate us even more.
Oh yeah.
I want that to happen.
I have enjoyed the Astros becoming a villain so much.
Yes.
Like I was like, can y'all just?
We're gonna have the World Series where we cheated, and we're gonna have the Astro World Series. We're gonna get all. We're gonna win.
I want them to lean into. I want them to lean into the villain role, especially now that it's coming out. What we knew that everybody was cheating, and they're still. I want the Astros to change their uniform to all black. I want them to really embrace
Black Star. Ooh.
Yeah, a whole yes.
Walk out to the Darth Vader music. All of it.
Just literally like, yeah, y'all know it. We cheated. We don't care. Y'all cheated too.
We just did it better. Our system.
Yeah.
We did it. But hearing Yankees fans like listening to Jesus and Mero like Astros are so terrible, and then the Yankees got caught. That was like, hey, stay off the Yankees. I'm like,
yeah.
Same energy with your
The
trash.
Yankees can't talk, man. They won so many, man. Everybody hates them, so
And that's my thing.
I'm trying to hear that.
So yeah, I wouldn't mind that, but I just feel like the only sport you can play golf. Like that's the only thing I feel like you can play right now and just be distant.
I played probably once a week since COVID hit, or
because you can be
weeks after that.
Yeah, you can be distant from
By
everybody.
myself, I'm distance.
Yeah.
Do you see other players on?
Yeah, there's people out there now. I try to stay away from Saturdays and Sundays because everybody's trying to play, and then it kind of gets a little crowded. But during the week, in the afternoon, shoot, I'll be out there by myself, man.
That's real.
Yeah.
During the week in the afternoon, I thought you said you was working, man.
I keep my phone and my iPad on me, so if they need something, they can holler at me. I'm just not physically typing away doing work. No.
So in your business, they really working like that? Like,
yeah, man. I'm responsible for 102 accounts. And most of them have been open to some sort of capacity. So most of them have at least been doing curbside since COVID. And for a large majority of them, they're now having people in their lounges, every other seat, they're distancing in the lounge. Now they have to wear a mask. Like if I was going in to go buy a cigar, I have to wear a mask as soon as I walk in, go in the humidor, and I walk out, I have to keep a mask on. But if you're going to sit in the lounge and smoke, you can take your mask off to do that. But if you get up to go to the bathroom or go fix yourself a drink or something, you got to put the mask on. So there's been a transition the last 2 weeks with that. But people are smoking.
Oh, wait. So
like numbers are up.
So the audience knows you got to tell people what your job is here.
Well, yeah, I'm a territory manager for a cigar brand. So I sell cigars to cigar shops, essentially.
Okay.
And then all of our events that we would do in person, we've been doing it virtually via Zoom, like everybody else. So there's money to be made. You got to think people that were laid off, they're getting $600 more than what they normally would make. So they've got this extra money that they want to spend. People sitting at home, smoking on their back porch or whatever. So I'm not going to say it's not what we wanted, but we're making the best of it.
Because I would feel like did cigar sales go up like alcohol sales?
Not to that extent, but it did go up. Like March, it killed the month and killed the quarter for most people. April was better. May and June have been record months for some of the shops that I know. Like they've said, like this is the best month we've had in 10 years. And it's just like, damn, that's crazy. But yeah, people are buying more, and liquor stores were nuts. I mean, I know liquor sales are up.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
Which for me, I feel like it's gonna hurt the bar business because once people start seeing how much it actually costs to buy a bottle versus ordering 3 or 4 drinks at a bar, shit, I'll just have a bar at my house. Like,
not only that, I feel like we're on the same page because I was wondering why the bars filled up so quick because it's like, if the bar is saying we're going to have 25% capacity, you're only going to a bar now for 25% of the experience that you would like. You go to bars for people like that. That's pretty much why you up there. So it's like, why am I going to pay this much money? I'm like, I could drink at home and invite 2 people over if I wanted to.
I was talking to some people about that too. I was like, what's the one thing that COVID affected for everybody? And I think it's just our ability to be able to come together and do something, go play basketball or record a podcast or go out,
watch a movie.
Yeah, it's taking that ability away. So now it's like, I'm thinking about the mental aspect. Like some people are not doing well with this isolation.
Not at all. And
not being able to congregate and socialize with people. It's like a real thing. So,
And there are certain.
What's up?
One thing that you miss since this COVID has happened. What's the one thing that you miss out in society?
Man, I miss being on the road. So normally I was a week in Dallas and a week somewhere else. This is the longest I've been in Dallas since I moved up here. So I miss always having something to do. It was kind of the reason why I took the job, because I didn't like being in the same place every single day for work. So I miss that. And don't get it twisted, man. When this is all said and done, I will be at someone's day party standing on furniture with a bottle of champagne in my hand, because I miss having a good time. And yeah.
So Floss, what's the one thing that you miss out of all of this? I know you don't go out much.
I don't go out much, but you know, I'm not a hermit crab. Like I can socialize. Like I'm not like dysfunctional or nothing. But like I miss like the jokes, like with the teachers and like the students. Like I kind of miss ranking. Hey man, Mr. Jones, man, you ugly. Yeah, but I could pass the 7th grade. Like that kind of stuff. Like just the, you know what I mean? Like the camaraderie of that. You know, and I miss not getting my snacks. Like if anybody know me, I get snacks from different places. Like I ain't been able to get my candy apple, then my Cinnabon.
Wait. You can do a curbside candy apple.
No, it's in the mall. It's in the mall. I said, but mostly I miss just ranking on people and they getting back at me like in the school environment. And I play basketball with the coaches and stuff. I can't do that, so it's just like I'm just stuck here. So, but it is what it is.
One thing, needless to say, that I'm just noticing, swimming is canceled until further notice.
Oh hell no! I'm thinking this happened in the '60s with black people, and this is why we can't swim like that. Like I'm thinking it was a COVID back in the '60s.
Now that's another thing. Like, so my apartment complex, all the amenities were closed for a while. You know, couldn't go to the gym.
Yeah, couldn't do nothing.
Pool area. They have like a rooftop patio that I go up there and smoke sometimes. And soon as that pool opened, boy, it's been lit, litter than lit around here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's families, everybody bringing their homeboys and their homegirls to come out. They're cooking out. Like, it's busy down there, and they got you know, signs saying like, you know, no more than 24 people. It's a pretty large pool area, but it's like, man, it's like 50 motherfuckers over here. This is a mess. Oh, I haven't touched the pool.
Don't touch no pool, man. Don't go to no pool.
I'm not going to the pool. I'll catch the gym when there's nobody else in there. I'll work out by myself and wipe down stuff. But
yeah, man. Put on some goggles. Go to the shower, man. Don't do no. Put on them goggles in the shower.
Y'all got 10 kids running around. I said, this is nuts, man. Y'all don't even live here, man.
So that's the first thing you're gonna do. You're hitting the club and getting on.
I'm gonna go out at some point.
I'm going out. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go out with you.
Floss, you going out?
I step out twice a year.
So that
two only. Like when this is all said and done, we all gotta go out. We gotta just be like, yeah, man,
absolutely. In Houston, and go out in Houston though.
Yeah, we're going to the what's it, Zona East strip club? That's where we're going.
You always throwing the strip club.
Y'all don't want to do that. Why does he throw out the most random strip club for a person that don't go out?
First of all,
the first one.
Zona East.
Yeah.
Man, hell no.
Hey man, she only got one nipple, but it's pretty.
Wow.
You got any other topics, Just Devon? This boy went left.
God, that's sad.
That's nasty.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
Hey man, Zona East, we hit up. It's on me.
Oh, what y'all listening to?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh, Freddie Gibbs, all the way.
Yeah.
Freddie hard.
That's so hard. That album's so hard.
Now, what I will say about the Freddie Gibbs album, and I love Alchemist. I love the production. However, it doesn't. There's only like one banger on there.
I'm with you.
Glass.
I'm with you.
Glass is like hard. Everything else is super melodic and like it's cool, but it's not like Bandana and Pinata. It's not like the Mad Lib and Gibbs. That should be hard.
God is my favorite, but it's a difference. He wanted somebody say you only sound Lib beats, and he goes, all right, I'm gonna get with Alchemist. So that's what inspired him, and I'm like, I like the difference. I mean, it's like chicken. I can have it fried every day, but damn, nigga, I need it grilled or baked at different points.
I feel that.
Yeah.
So I listen to that a lot.
And Alchemist has more of a laid back.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I listen to Alchemist with Action Bronson or Alchemist with Currency or like that, it's just more of a laid back, like I can put this on in the background and just let it play. It just so happens that Freddie raps his ass off.
Yeah.
So,
Freddie's a beast, man.
Yeah.
That new Run the Jewels, I've been running that. That's hard body every song.
The Drake still gets run.
The what?
Oh, the Drake album?
The Drake Lost Tapes.
Dark Lane demo tapes?
Yeah, that still gets run.
Let me tell you something, man. Listen here. Let me tell you something, man. Aubrey is special. And that album, and I know it's hard to rank him because he has some really good albums, but it's like if these were throwaways, man, it's too good, bro.
That's why I haven't really listened to it. I don't like when he puts a throwaway album
over, and I'll let it run the whole time.
Yeah, I don't like when he puts a throwaway album, and I feel like he's been doing that a lot because I'm like, yo, I want to hear the album. Like, I want to hear what you're working on, and I feel like he ain't releasing the album for a little minute now. So
he said they're supposed to drop something in the summer, so we in summer. Hopefully,
I don't know how COVID's breaking anything. I feel like that album is gonna be like Tenet, like the way they was like, man. Tenet dropping, and I'm like, yes, and they was like, nah, it's not.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Slim Thug album too.
Oh, I like Slim Thug.
Oh yeah,
the soulful one.
I liked it.
Zero dropped the other day, yesterday. I think
CeeLo. Is that a real project, or was that like? I saw cover art, and I was like, I don't know.
As with Zero, I never have any idea.
Is this real?
Yeah, I never have any idea, but they're saying like that's Zero's album.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, but I mean, given his last few albums were inspired by what the drug stuff, meth and cocaine. That sounds like right along the lines of something he would do.
You never know if it's an album or a mixtape. I'll be like,
and he got Shaq on there.
That's an album then. Shaq on there.
So that's why I was figuring. I was like, it's got to be real because he has Shaq on there. Shaq came out of rapping retirement. So
I'm gonna let that one find me. I ain't gonna.
Shaq.
Somebody gonna have to pull up next to me bumping, and I'm gonna be like, okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. The Shaq one, it kind of jams, but You Can't Stop the Rain just jams. So.
The Rain, You Can't Stop the Rain is a jam. It had one of Biggie's verse on it. It was clean.
Yeah,
that was a good song.
And then Kid, he messaged me in the only way Kid knows how. He does a Facebook message, and he sent me 3 tracks. And I said, well, okay, I'm gonna get some review. So he wants you two guys, my humble opinion, to review it before he puts it out.
Oh, absolutely.
So he sent me 3 tracks.
Music out. Like CeeLo dropped a whole album today.
Yeah, he sent me 3 tracks in a Facebook Messenger.
that seems on brand.
In Facebook Messenger, that's how he sent me the tracks.
And when I tell you, when you look down,
audio files,
just audio files.
When you look down at your phone and you saw a Facebook Messenger with links in it, you immediately thought he'd been hacked.
Exactly. So I didn't touch him.
Right. My aunt sent me a message like 3 weeks ago, and I was like, oh, okay. It was a link, so I just put it down, right? It turns out that my cousin was getting married, and I had no clue. She's like, you ain't click on the link? I was like, no, because you sent it via Facebook Messenger. Like, that's like just texting me from a scam like that.
Facebook Messenger is like secondhand spam. Yeah. Don't want to open it, don't know what it might be. So when people go to that to communicate with you, I'd be like, weird. I don't know about that.
I'd be very concerned. I'm concerned about certain.
Especially kid.
You have my number.
Phone number, man. Like, why I got 5 audio files in my Facebook Messenger right now?
Yeah.
With no title, just it say 4 minutes, 3 minutes. I'm like, I guess.
And that's my thing. I feel like I'm gonna click on it and it's gonna steal my identity. So I was like, nah, I'm good on that. I'm not gonna click. So yeah, just forward it to me, however.
He does want you to review it and let him know because it's gonna be a 3-track EP. So he just wants the best 3 to put out to reintroduce himself.
So he's releasing the music.
Right, but he wants to get feedback first.
Oh, okay.
Tell him to stop with this 3 little mini packs, man. He need to go and just give us about 15 of them and just.
Now he can drop. You'd be surprised. I don't know if y'all be surprised or not. The number of people that have been like, "Oh, y'all had Kid on the show."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, die. He needs to drop more stuff." I was like, "Yeah." I think everybody around him says the same thing. I haven't heard one person that's been like, "Kid, you should keep them tracks to yourself."
Oh man, he just need to
call it quarantine dreams.
Yeah, he just need to stay. He needs to stay still for a little bit and put it out.
Exactly, man.
You would think the quarantine would make him stay still.
Nah, because he had to work. He had to deliver the stuff on the trucks.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So he's driving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Now I understand why the people when we're growing up said, "Hey, do not become a teacher." They were trying to keep the teacher job to yourself. Teacher job is the best job for the creative mind.
Hands
you know what
down.
I mean? So.
Hands down. Hands down. And also, given what has just happened in the world with COVID, I feel like come November, teaching going to be a super coveted job. Like, I have never felt so much job security. Like, just how, okay. Like,
boys is essential as hell.
Yeah. And not only that, like last semester, I had one parent talk to a principal to send a message to me to ask me, could I talk to their son because he's not doing all his work. I was like, oh, okay. Well, this is going to put a lot of stuff in perspective when we come back in the new year. Because when I send a call about your child, like, I need you to respond because you can't deal with them. So if you got me up here, like, come on, man. Like, work with me. I feel like a whole lot of parents are going to be real forgiving because they've been with their child all day, 24/7, all semester, and they tried to teach them. And they was like, you know what? It was you. It was you the whole time.
The whole time.
I thought it was your teacher, but it was you. You bad.
You bad. Definitely, man. Definitely. So I can't wait to see what shapes out, man. Hash Brown, Jett I Masstyr, he's going to deliver another beat tape. I feel it. I feel like August because is that right? You're going to deliver another tape?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll probably be August. I got one ready to go.
Do a collaboration with any rap. I see Gillette always every time there's like a Mad Lib or an Alchemist project that comes out, he just tags you on Twitter like, Jedi, we should do something. I was like, y'all should. But
yeah, we should. Now he's got an album that he just finished, or that he's finishing.
The Tortoise Theory.
Yeah, the Tortoise Theory.
It is coming along as expected.
I've got a beat on there.
Yeah.
That is probably the nastiest thing I've made in a long time.
Oh, okay.
If that album doesn't come out this year, I'm gonna take the beat back. That's how
I really feel like
I made some. I was listening to some prog rock, some crazy like.
I feel like he's gonna do it now. Like he's just one of those people that like
you need that push
and perfects, and like I think he's got it to a point where he's like, all right, let's just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, so I got a banger with him, and then he always brings it up. He's like, man, we need to do something like Gibbs and Madlib. It's like that kind of stuff. I believe those guys probably vibe, like
they got to be around each other like that.
Yeah. Madlib is a hermit, so he probably sends stuff, but I'm sure like to do those albums, they probably get together on that. So
yeah,
personally, I'm not able to really do that right now. So it's all via email and whatnot, which it's good for a song, but not for a whole album. I wouldn't want to do a whole album like that. So
no, I get that.
It's definitely on my to-do list. Like I want to do that, but the next project I have coming out, it's really stripped down. There are no drums. It's really like samples and chopping. Yeah, whatever that was. Chopping up stuff and re-looping it and kind of like I said, it's kind of like a blaxploitation era type feel to it, like super black, super soulful.
Okay.
Hold on, and what was you doing in that studio, man? That they went.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. I was in the studio with Cashmere Dawn, Rail the Chosen. They're working on a project. You know, what Joel was kind of facilitating it. And I gave them a few beats to work with for their project. And then me and Cashmere Dawn probably have about 10, 11 songs done over the last like 2 or 3 years. So me and him will probably drop something soon too. But yeah, man, I got the invite. I popped in on them and you know, remain safe. Bro, Floss, I don't know if you've seen this, man, but they have microphone setups where like there's this cube or like ball around the mic, and they don't have to have the foam anymore. And and I was like, we're all in the same room, and he's recording vocals in the same room. I was just like, it's been a long time since I recorded something. I was like, yo, this is some new shit, bro.
Yeah, man. That technology is cold, man.
Yeah, the technology is advancing extremely quick. I saw something on, what's that show on Vice with 2 Chainz?
Oh, the most expensive. Yeah.
Most expensive is where they had a guy that was doing it was basically like a one-man studio, but it was just out in the open. And he's like, yeah, you can do the recording and you can control everything right here using an app on your phone.
Yeah, and they got a clicker too.
Yeah, and I was like,
punch,
So the kids is going to be recording ridiculous stuff in like 10 years. Like they the ones that always push stuff forward anyway. So
I'm telling you,
I haven't really been in a studio to record or see someone record vocals since probably when we were doing Non-Pareil.
Yeah,
I've been in studios, but like not like that. And it was just like, damn. It made me think like, damn, somebody should have thought of this a long time ago.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think they're going to start to go by the wayside. Like, I mean, they're just going to have to adjust because so many of these kids are just doing stuff in their house. Yeah. Especially a lot of those mics, like the mic you're talking about, so many people are doing YouTube and podcasting and all that other kind of stuff in their house. And now the mic quality is just getting to a point where it's like, yeah, I just want to be able to do it right here and not go anywhere.
I would say something else I was jamming. Our homeboy, Boy Drew.
Oh, yeah.
His new one is...
Yeah. He came out...
Man. I think it's
good.
What is it called? Don't Run Out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all check that out, man. That shit is jamming.
Check it out.
Boy, Drew. Who is, my humble opinion, who's your favorite artist? Not the ones that already made it. Who's your favorite artist coming up or hasn't got that break?
Fats.
Fats?
Yeah, right now it's Big Fats. Like, I feel like he's on the cusp of something. I don't know what the push is needed, but he keeps dropping really high quality projects and he's rapping about stuff and I just enjoy it. I like I said, I like Boy Drew and I like everybody else too, but I just keep coming back to Big Fats.
Yeah, for me,
Fats is nice, man. He's nice with it.
DeLorean is my guy. I keep listening to his projects all the time. Plus, he's motivating. That's just why I like him. And Rob, of course, Rob Gillette.
Yeah, Rob always. I just like Rob. Rob just like I'm like, yo, Rob, put it out. Let's go. I want to hear it. Like, I want to hear it. Let's go. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, but you know, you can't rush somebody. Like, they gonna put it out when they want to put it out.
Yeah, it do get to the point where it feel like you want it more than them sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. Because I'm about to say, anytime I've played tracks from Kid, it's always who is this and when did this come out? And I was like, oh, this is Kid. It came out years ago. What else does he have? I was like, oh, you just gotta, you know, like he's working on. So I'm like, yeah, it is one of those things where it's like, there's a lot of talent in Houston. A lot.
It's always been like that, though.
Yeah, a whole lot. Y'all feel like it's changing at all?
Yes.
I mean, Meg, Maxo, all these people.
Sauce Walker. You see what Sauce Walker doing?
Sauce Walker, B King just signed some kind of deal.
Yeah, B King just got signed.
You said
I also still feel like they're all the people you just named. They're kind of in the same world, so to speak.
Yes, yes.
Aesthetically with their music, so happy for them. But I still feel there's some people that kind of they don't get that. They're not in those spaces or
Absolutely
connections. And for me, in a lot of cases, they're just as good, if not better. So I still want to see underground. I don't know, underground is the right term or underdog.
No, I get what you're saying. I
somebody that can spit over dope beats, talking about something, make it out of Houston. I would love to see that.
Who do you suggest, Ryan?
I mean, any one of the guys you guys named, like DeLorean's been at it for a long time. Rob has been at it for a long time. Fats is nice. Like any one of those guys, because they're lyricists. You know what I'm saying? Like Meg can rap, and I would say she's a mild lyricist in my opinion. But she's got a machine now. Like she's Rock Nation. You know what I'm saying? Like it's product now. It's not necessarily about the music. She's a product now.
My biggest hope would be that those.
I like Maxo. Maxo's movement was authentic, definitely authentic, but like it's that street hood shit. It's like, okay, you know, there's a time and place for that, but none of these people are blowing my mind lyrically. So I kind of want to see someone from that cloth.
Just one.
Yeah.
From that cloth.
Well, my biggest hope would be that those people bring some type of media. The fact that Rock Nation keeps popping up down here for summer, like, so you got Rock Nation popping up down here. I think Bloodbath just signed to, who did Bloodbath sign to?
Was it RCA or Atlantic or something?
Yeah, I think it's one of those. And it's like, so now I'm like, all right, I feel like that second wave, now that you have these groups coming down to look at talent, I'm hoping that now it's like, okay, now, you know, you come down here and you see like Fats got a catalog, DeLorean got a catalog, Gillette got a catalog. There are so many people out here that have full catalogs where it's like, we could do a contract and we could re-release your old stuff and still get music out of you, because y'all got albums that the nation just hasn't heard. Yeah. So yeah, it'd be a good idea.
And I want y'all to turn into like the Sway or the Breakfast Club.
That's what I would hope. You know? I mean, that's what I would hope. I would hope there would be some kind of media arm.
You know what I want to be. So come on, man.
You want to be who?
Yeah.
You want to be who?
I call myself Houston Charlemagne.
Oh, okay. I would like to be Sway. Sway don't get in trouble. Sway can show up. Sway collect his check. He go home. Like, that's all I want. I you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be like, oh, okay. I want to be like a set. Like, every time I look up and go, oh yeah, Sway is still working like hard and God. I wouldn't mind just being like, yo, it's Sway in the morning and just be done. Like,
and I want it to be. I want Houston to be that center, because you got shout out Donnie Houston and then shout out y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all the ones about it. Y'all actually care and y'all actually are knowledgeable about it.
And that's the shout out. I'm about to say shout out to Donnie. Donnie's been doing a lot.
Donnie's about to people he's interviewing and just you know, he's got a real passion for it. He enjoys it, but
he just had Ninth Wonder, man. That was
the conversations he's had with some of these people is just, it's really cool to be that in depth with somebody. Whereas, like, if they showed up on Breakfast Club or somewhere else, they may not even get that deep, you know?
Because you feel like I feel like Donnie wants to talk to them about their history and Houston and all that stuff. Whereas, you go to a Breakfast Club or really anywhere else, and it's like they got like 3 questions for you, and they're like, all right, well, thanks for coming. We love H-Town. Yeah, I hate when artists go and it's like, when they get to talking about H-Town, it's literally like, oh, you're from Houston. We love Houston. They got food. And then they just start talking about the city. Like, they're like, oh, the women in Houston, the food in Houston. I was like, nah, we're like like the artists end up being a travel brochure for Houston. And then that's it. Yeah. Like, they're like, oh, I love the Galleria. I go there all the time. And they're like, oh, okay, thank you.
That's what you brought me here to talk about?
Thank you. I have a whole album.
That's why you and Donnie, you guys and Donnie, that's why y'all are important because y'all are the voices right now.
Oh yeah, it's him.
And what the favorite podcast that people don't listen to? But
Yeah.
it's gonna change up.
It's coming, man.
it's gonna change up. There are so many people. We were talking about that with Todd and Tubo that will come up to us and be like, you know who y'all should have? Hollywood Floss. I was like, really?
Right.
That's a good idea. Like he was part of this group. I was like, tell me more. Tell me about the group. I was like, oh, and then they start naming people. And then we get to the end. I was like, we featured each and every one of them in individual interviews as well as interviews where they were doubled up. So you should listen.
Gotta listen. Gotta listen.
We always tell people personally. I'll be like, listen to more than the one that you're on.
Yeah. Listen to more than the one you're on.
Yeah.
Gotta show the support.
Well, what are the plans? What are the plans now? Let's start off with Floss. Floss, what you got coming out, and tell us about the merch and the beats and everything.
I'm doing more merch. Like everybody always said, I was a fly dude. You know, I never said that, guys. So I don't want you thinking that. I never said that, guys.
That's a very low key way of saying that you're a fly dude. But continue.
Hey, man. So I'm trying to give. I went to Fiverr. I was cheap. And I was trying to find some cool designers, and they actually found some dope designers on Fiverr. So I got some more. The series is I'm finding out logos to change them, but I'm trying to find like superheroes and villains and take their logos for my merch. So I had the Power Rangers. Now I have the Daredevil, and I can't. And I'll have some more coming. But I upload a beat a day. Go to hollywoodfloss.beatstars.com if you want to shop beats with me, and. I'm bougie. I'm more trap. I ain't with the gritty boom bap and all that. That's Jett I.
Future. We know.
I'm future. I'm turning up. So if you want to turn up in the club, you want to drink some lean. I don't do none of that, but my tracks do that. So you can drink all the lean and smoke all the weed you want. All the runts. What's they call it? What do people call them? Runts?
Doug, I have no idea. You got to talk to Future.
Okay, with the George Bush and the Obama Sama runts and all that, you can do that on the track.
Okay.
So that's what I got.
That's funny.
What's going on, man?
Jett I, what you got?
You got coming up?
Just a new album, either in July or August. It's titled Gray, and unless I change it again, but that's what I'm running with.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, that's really about it, bro. I got some stuff with Rob Gillette. Hopefully that comes out. Stuff with Cashmere Dawn that's gonna come out.
It's gonna be fire.
And then hopefully I catch some inspiration so I can make another tape in the meantime.
Hold up, brother. Let me see. You say you've been working out. I see the biceps grow.
Oh, watch out now. Watch out. We ain't doing that. Not yet. You'll know when I'm ready to show the gun.
You waited until after quarantine to display.
Hey man, I'm coming back strong,
And
man.
everybody in here, Jay-Z is better than Nas. Everybody in here?
Oh, yeah, that's an absolute fact.
Okay.
But no. I was going to bring up.
There was a period at the end of that statement.
This is a completely different conversation.
We're not going to do that today.
Yeah. We got.
We're not doing that.
Still say the funniest thing that you ever did was coming out of the darkness at that bouncing turn and being like, "Yo, I still feel a way about you saying Michael Jackson was better than Prince." He was so upset. I will say
I take it personal, man.
I will say this, because I feel like Floss and I have talked about this as well. I enjoy Michael Jackson for the commercialization, like the commercial music. Of course, I believe Prince is a better trained musical artist and has better songs. But Prince, given his true artistry, has some strong duds out there.
He made a whole tape with his body go.
Hey man, look.
Strong. No. It's just like I know Miles Davis.
Michael had now. Everyone talks about the Michael solos, the Bad, the Thriller, the Off the Wall. Michael has some teenage solos that was trash.
That's on Joe. That's on Joe.
Oh, no, that's on Mike too.
That's on.
Mike got a song.
You've seen the movie. Mike ain't have no tape.
No, Mike got a song talking about a rat named Ben, man.
Okay, first of all, but Ben is a fire song. We was just mad we found out it was about a rat.
Ben is not a fire song. No.
We was
absolutely not.
But
if I made a playlist of Michael Jackson songs, Ben would not be anywhere near that list.
I'll give you that, but you can't. That's all Joe. That young Mike, you can't count.
Okay, so at what point do we count it for Mike? Like 18, 19? At what age?
As soon as he left.
Then he got another dud called Music and Me. He looked real sad on the cover. See, if people don't want to talk about it, you got to talk about all the catalog.
Okay. But I feel like
some duds too. That Blood on the Dance Floor was a dud. Come on now.
You're right.
Oh.
But Prince put out so much.
Invincible beside 2 songs, Rock Your World and Butterflies, is a dud.
So Butterflies carries that whole album. Like, you're right though.
One song can't carry an entire album.
Yeah, it can.
It did. You know how I know it carried. Wait. You know how I know it carried the whole album?
All right. Okay.
For at least 6 years.
No,
just hear me out.
Name another song on Invincible. Name another song.
Let me look it up.
Other than Rock the World. That's Rock Your World. That's it.
Hear me out. I'm with you. I'm saying it carried the whole album because for 6 years I lied to myself and I said Invincible's a good album. And then it was like 6 years. I was like, dog.
Got 2 fire songs on it.
I only listen to Butterflies. I only listen to Butterflies on Invincible. Like, that's it. I was like, dog, this is a great song. I don't have to hear anything.
Heaven Can Wait. We're not going to give it up for Heaven Can Wait?
Thank you. Heaven Can Wait is a song.
Heaven Can Wait.
I don't want to baby to go.
I know. I don't even know how to know.
That's three.
I know Heaven Can Wait, but I'm going to tell you right now, the only thing I listen to is Invincible. The only thing I listen to is Butterflies. That's it.
And Rock My World.
I don't listen to Rock My World. Like, I know people. Rock My World, I feel like was the single we were given, and we accepted it because it was Mike. But I felt like it was low quality.
Rock My World remix with Hove.
That's
yes.
But here's the thing: do y'all listen to it all the way through, or do y'all just kind of listen to the whole verse and then move on?
I don't listen to it at all, man.
That's my thing. I listen to the whole verse when
I listen to Butterflies.
Yeah, that's
Butterflies will always get a play.
And I listen to the whole
album. Is like,
Heaven Can Wait.
No,
I don't even know what that sounds like.
No, I'm telling you, you can play Heaven Can Wait for me right now, and I know it, but I still be like, all right, that was cool. That was nice.
No, not at all. That's
but Prince made us with the bodyguard. How you make tracks with your bodyguard rapping, man?
Nas,
he's an artist, man. He pushes the envelope every time with every release, bro. That's what artists do.
Nas did the same thing.
Nas did the album with the wrong Marley.
Yeah.
That was a good album. It was all right. I went to that concert.
It's not. No, don't say it's a good album. It's not a good album, though.
I bought the merch.
You know how I know you don't think it was a good album because you said it's a good album, and then you immediately moved away from the album. You're like, it's a good album. I went to that concert. Like, you didn't even name a track off the album. Like, it was. No. It was great. It was great.
I bought the merch. It
was cool.
No.
So yeah. Well, no, I'm with you on Prince. I'm still a huge Mike fan. You know,
I am too. I'm a huge Mike fan. I really am. I just, out of the two, I'm just gonna lean. I'm gonna lean to artistry and the music.
And Floss, who are you for, Mike or Prince?
Oh, Prince.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, listen. The reason why I'm for Prince is because my sister once bet me $300 to run in my parents' room and say I'm a sex shooter on their bed. I didn't do it, but it was, you know what I'm saying? It was close. I should have took that 300.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could. Right. That's an easy payday, man.
I feel like she wasn't gonna pay you. I just feel like
it was a setup. It was a setup.
Yeah, it was a setup, bro.
I feel like that was a straight setup. That was a straight setup.
It was 1 a.m, so.
Oh no!
Don't run into your parents' room and say I'm a sex shooter at 1 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm going with Prince, man.
Yeah, so you're going with Prince. All right. Okay, so see, that was it. I mean, we could go into Stevie Wonder versus Ray Charles, but we already know the answer to that.
Okay, what Marvin or Al? Who you got, Marvin or Al?
Marvin.
Or Curtis? Should we go Curtis and Marvin?
Damn, man.
I'm still going Marvin.
I still go Marvin.
I'm going.
I listen to, with all the protesting and George Floyd and all that, I probably listen to What's Going On for like 3 days straight.
Yeah.
Like, that album is almost 40 years old and is still relevant to today.
Yeah. The amount of black media from, now we're going back like the 1920s and all, basically fresh out of slavery, like into slavery up till now, there is so much media of black people saying the same thing. Like literally, I was watching a documentary on Robert Johnson. Same thing. Like, I'm like, dog, you were literally talking about, I'm really having a problem living my life and white people are oppressing me. And it's like, dog, it permeates everything, all forms of our entertainment. And it seems like this is the year that white people were like, wait, what? Like,
that was happening?
It remains to be seen. Like, they're doing stuff,
and it's fake.
And these are party favors. These are things that, you might take home after you went somewhere because they were passing out keychains and shit. And it's like, okay, it's a nice keychain. Thank you for giving me something. But that's not exactly what I asked for.
Yeah.
I don't really care about, well, I'm very surprised that people didn't know that Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's rice were stereotypes.
I don't believe
tropes.
I
was like, so you just thought that there was this black man on all these rice boxes because white folks like black men to
be on rice covers?
Be on rice boxes? Like,
but that's my thing too.
Oh, so you just thought Aunt Jemima was just like some lady that maybe she discovered or made pancake syrup? It's like she's not a real person.
She discovered pancakes.
No. You saw that lady at the Trump, the little Trump thing where she was like, Aunt Jemima is a black woman. She's the American dream. She rose. I said, y'all have no. Y'all are lying.
Tone deaf, bro. Tone deaf people right now, they just shut up, man.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people could stand to have a better understanding of what's going on if they just stop talking and stop telling, the American, the loud, proud, and wrong American, the person that's loudest with the wrongest opinion ever. It's a time to just shut up for a second and listen to what we're saying. Now, do I think it's the time for Quaker Oats to have a new logo for the pancake syrup? I don't really give a fuck. I got Aunt Jemima in my cupboard right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the pancake mix. Yeah. I've been accustomed to always seeing it. So yeah, am I offended by it? Sure, if I really think about it, but that's not what we asking for.
Yeah. I feel like, but that's why I also feel like it's a lie. Because I was like, y'all are saying I didn't know this was racist, but y'all went to, and racism just permeates a lot of stuff. Yeah. But y'all went to the easiest giveaways immediately. Like, we were like, hey, man, like, the cops it's just a racist, or like, we're talking about these systematic racist systems. Like, that's our problem. And you were like, hey, man, Aunt Jemima is racist. And you were like, Doug, what? Nobody yelled out anything about Aunt Jemima at a protest ever. No. But if y'all immediately went to that tells me y'all knew what it was the whole time.
They knew exactly what it was. And the Confederate statues and all this stuff, it's like, y'all should have, why is this stuff even here still? Like, why are there monuments to these racist people, these Confederate ghosts, like they were somehow men to be honored for losing in a fight that would have kept my people in chains? Why is that celebrated?
Why are there like
they don't put up a statue of LeBron for every finals he's lost? What the fuck are we doing? Why are we having a debate? Are we gonna take it down? Yeah, you shouldn't have had a statue of the motherfucker anyway.
Yeah.
you don't want to commemorate that and have that just be there all the time. Come on, man.
But that's what the thing is, like, you know what it is. Like, you know, they were talking about taking down the Dowling statue here in Houston. You know, because they've changed the street.
All down, man.
But the funny thing is, they were talking about the Dowling thing. One guy on Twitter, because they was like, yo, who is Dowling? And they're like, yo, he's just the general that didn't give up when the war was over. Like, that's his claim to fame, is like, yo, like, you was a general during the war, but your main thing is literally, they're like, the war is over, y'all lost. And he was like, nah. You're like, oh, okay.
We still doing this shit. We
Yeah.
still run it back.
I'm not surprised. This is the same country that has sports teams that are literally named the Cleveland Indians and stuff like that. The Browns. Things are just steeped in racism. And when you explain it to others or whatever, they're like, nah, it's just tradition. And I'm like,
but even
that's the other thing. People are so against change.
Yeah.
They're like, no, this is our heritage, the way it's always been. Nigga, so what?
Yeah.
Shit changes, bro. Like,
your heritage is
no more. You know what I'm saying?
Heritage is literally 20 years. Like,
Yeah.
they're sitting there and they're like, yo, like for the Washington Redskins to now be in talk of changing the name when they have been aggressively trying to change the name the last 10 years.
bruh.
Like, I mean, they've always been trying to change the name, but for the last decade, for them to publicly be like, here is an outline of all the reasons why we need this name change.
If that NFL season starts this year, they're gonna be some mad people.
Oh, yeah.
Because them brothers gonna be kneeling every game. Every single game. And it's just like, it's just so ass backwards. Like, everybody was like, okay, now I see why Kaepernick was kneeling. Or it's not about the flag. It's like, that's what he said that in 2016.
Yeah.
But that's why I feel like it's fake. That's why I feel like it's fake. Yeah.
I'm completely over, not all white people when I say this, but I'm completely over whenever a black person says, hey man, this is fucked up, there's almost an immediate white reaction to it, like, no, it's not that bad, or no, that's not real, or it is better than what it used to be. It's like, bitch, shut up. You know, I'm telling you something right now.
Yeah.
Well, so why are you always the goddamn opposition?
Yeah.
I got the other day behind that. They're like, well, the Irish were slaves. And I was like, well, if we want to talk about chattel slavery, we talk about the other slavery. They didn't know that I knew what I was talking about. And I'm sitting there going, you know, you can have the slavery thing. All right, because we're just going to go in circles. Let's talk about civil rights. Please tell me how I was born in 1984. And before that, in the 70s, we were beaten. And before that, in the 60s, we just got our rights. And we're still talking about that. So tell me it's not a thing here.
We literally
they didn't have no answers. They had no clue.
We live in a country where the Supreme Court just said that you can't fire somebody for being gay or of the LGBT community. There are rules in place because whoever set this bitch up didn't want people to look like you and me to thrive. And that's the thing that it's like, okay, we're not saying we need to tear down every structure, institution, and start from the ground up, even though it'd be ideal. What we are saying is that at least recognize that this bitch was set up for white folks from Europe to come over here and have freedoms and do whatever they wanted, which they did by murdering Native Americans, by murdering our people, and so on and so forth. If people just accept what they've done, it's like, damn, you know, it's the same thing with guns. It's to this day the reason why I don't own a gun, because I would like to own a gun, but I don't think the gun laws are for you and me.
I mean, there definitely no laws.
I don't believe it. You see, you know, white men and women with their faux militia and their military gear on, carrying ARs. Now, if we all got together and just walked around City Hall with ARs, man, we gonna run into some problems.
Yeah,
heavy problems
that they're not gonna run into. So but in the same breath, it's like, damn, I really would like to be able to defend myself, but if I get pulled over and have all my paperwork in order and all that, and all that's good to go, I'm still gonna get fucked with.
Yeah.
And historically, black people don't trust cops. And I've not been shown in my 37 years a reason to trust them. I don't have a lot of evidence that says, man, you know what? I know all cops ain't bad, but you know what? Just in general, I should just not be on edge when I get pulled over. No, I have personal experiences and all the experiences that are now captured on your camera phone.
Yeah.
And it's sickening. So,
and I guess that's the other flip side too, is it takes this overwhelming evidence of camera phone. Because, when it first started happening, it's like, yo, that's probably just an incident, like just one off. When you got a lot of black people like, nah, that's happened to me, that's happened to me, that's happened to me. So you're talking, and I'm not saying incidents of police racism have happened to all black people. I'm saying it's happened to a lot, like a significant portion. And it takes this wave of video evidence for people to finally be like, hey, Doug, I don't think they're lying. And the fact that you thought people were just lying about this for no reason, because nobody is sitting up here just trying to say, I want to take down the police for no reason. People just want to live their lives. People just want to go about their day and just chill. And they're like, yo, the police get in my life, not vice versa. Like, that's the kind of thing.
And the thing that I'm thankful for, thank God for COVID. Now, despite people losing their lives, like I don't wish that on anyone.
Yeah.
For this particular issue, if it were not for COVID, this would not be still being talked about right now.
Definitely.
I think it's the fact that everybody has had to sit their ass down every day and look on their phone probably 12 hours out of the day and actually watch a 8-9 minute video of someone's life leaving their body because of a counterfeit 20 perhaps. And I think that was really pivotal, because if this stuff happens, like I remember it was 2015, 2016 when all the other stuff in Ferguson happened, and it was just like heightened. And then it got to the point where some cops started getting shot at too.
Yeah.
Then it was like, okay, Blue Lives Matter. It's like, yeah, but what about this first thing that we can't really come to terms on? And then it was All Lives Matter. And it's like, nah, man, no, I don't agree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I strongly disagree. Not until our lives matter just as much as anyone else's. Then we could say all lives matter, when we have evidence. And even if they convict those cops for George Floyd, that's like one win in the win column with 1 million losses.
Yeah.
They don't even out.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's going to have to be a sustained, it might not even be in our lifetime. It's going to have to be a sustained evidence of change. Hey, we got it right. We fired the cops. They're convicted on their charges, whatever. There has to be a record of like, okay, y'all really tried to change the tide on this thing.
And I think I think the easy part is recognizing the problem. And that is what we've had so much difficulty. We've had this much difficulty getting people to just say they recognize the problem. Now comes actual work. Like, you literally have to say, like, look, now that I see that stuff is unfair, I have to make adjustments systematically to stuff. And I do feel like you're seeing a lot of cop-outs where it's all of a sudden it's like, hey, like, I voiced Cleveland Brown for the last 20 years, and I think a black guy should do it now. And I'm like, what the? Nobody asked for that. Like, that is
party favors, man. We're not here for party favors, bro. We don't want to lie for no good reason. That's what we want. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't care that Cleveland is voiced by a white dude. It don't bother me none. But the thing is like the systems, the things that people don't think about. They see it, but they don't see it for what it really is. And it's
even on that, I said my deeper thing on that is, how did this guy who I like the Cleveland show. I like Family Guy. But there is something to be said. This gentleman has got a string of shows. Like I said, there are a whole bunch of shows that he has done, hits and duds. And it's like, why has he been getting all these opportunities? And when we look back at your stuff, have there been opportunities for other people?
Yeah.
That have been, because I said, I don't need you to say, oh, I am going to voice every character that's black that, you know, is going to be a voiced black actor. And I don't need you to go back and change all the characters on Friends. I need you to recognize that Living Single should have got a shot at the NBC, like, straight, because it was a hit show.
Admit that you copied and bit off Living Single.
And I need you to say, like, the person that did Living Single, like, they need more. Like, when you see the success and it makes money. I mean, somebody pointed out the other day, like, the show with the movie Hidden Figures. Hidden Figures made more money than Taken. Are the people behind Hidden Figures getting the opportunity to make 3 or 4 different movies? Because I saw Taken 1, 2, and 3, and I'm gonna tell you, the quality goes down with each Taken. Like, every Taken 3 is horrible compared to Taken 1.
This time he gets taken. Like,
yes, and it's
taken
like,
by my ex-boyfriend boss and all kind of crazy
and
stuff.
so it's like, if you're so it gets to the point where this ain't even a money thing. Because when we show you, like, yo, this made a whole bunch of money, y'all like, that's cool. But I still want to back something else that I think is going to make money. And let's be honest, like, this Taken thing, this is going to work again. In the face of nothing, because they can have a dud and still be like, I'm going to still try it out with the dud again.
Reason for it, we do talk about it a lot, but given that those people are most of the population, I understand why. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, you got to give a lot of people more chances, or not give. I'm sorry. You got to not block the opportunities that we have, because a lot of times we're trying to put something and it gets blocked. So we're not asking. We're doing the work. You know, there's negative connotations with like even Tyler Perry. Like, we were like, oh, he's got a thing, and people was like, everybody giving, you know, non-black people was like, this is just terrible stuff. And I'm like, but it's what we got. Like, it gets better. If you, one thing Devon told me a long time ago, we were talking about black businesses, and there are some that I was like, yo, there was a particular bar that is closed now that I would go to, and I remember I was with this girl, and she ordered a margarita, and they just didn't bring it because they didn't know how to do it. And I'm over there telling her I'm pissed because I'm like, bro, like, this service is terrible, it's all of this. And it's like, if you just keep supporting, eventually the next one's going to come and it's going to be better and better, because we have to, you know, basically it's a basic climb. And I mean, I see, like, that's basically what we're trying to do as a people, but a lot of times we get blocked. Ergo, Black Wall Street, we were doing it. And
we were already there.
Yeah. And I'm not saying just blindly support anything. I'm highly critical of black businesses. I still just go to black businesses. Like, I'm highly critical of black businesses like I'm highly critical of white businesses. I still think, and I tell this to everybody, Comcast is the worst run company on the face of the earth.
That customer service is terrible.
The worst.
Yeah.
But they're there just because they got the shot. Like, they're allowed to do this. But it turns out they're not living off their customer service. They're living off the fact that they're just big. Yeah. Like, that's it.
Who's their company?
Yeah. And my whole thing is, like, even with the Tyler Perry thing, if people mad at Tyler Perry, I was like, yo, Adam Sandler.
Tyler Perry built a whole empire based on
Hold up, wait.
a drama show, like a actual show in a theater with actors, like stage to, like, I got movie theaters in movie production studios. I mean, his success story is enough for us to support him, whatever he's doing. I don't have a problem with that. I think when you can, you should, you know, definitely support black businesses, small businesses in general. You know what I'm saying? It's just when everything becomes a political issue, it really skews the perspective of the people that it affects the most. It's like, you know, Black Lives Matter and those types of stances and movements. People want to say, well, that's like a liberal movement, or it's like, no, that's like a humane movement.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's not about a political party. You know, I don't subscribe to neither party.
Yeah.
You know, I don't believe everybody is all conservative on all things or all liberal on all things. But this thing is about, look, man, if I do a crime and a white boy does a crime, he's going to have a lesser sentence than me. The stats say that. This is not opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So his experience with police is going to be very different from my experience from police, and that shouldn't be so. And that's just one of the problems. You know, that's just one of the problems. There's lack of resources for education. There's lack of resources there's people locked up for selling weed, but there's a lot of people selling weed. They ain't locked up. So it's like there's a lot of hypocrisies in this system. You know, like now, you know, would I rather be anywhere else? Probably not. You know, but it doesn't mean that it ain't perfect, and we got some things to fix.
And I think that's one of the things.
And they got to stop saying
you don't like it.
That go home. They got to stop doing that. That go home mentality. We don't know where we from. Half of us don't know if we from Nigeria or what country in Africa. So they got to stop that too.
They're not from here.
So, exactly.
We could all go home and it just be a vacant ass country, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I did my ancestry. I'm from West Africa, but I don't know where to go once I get there. So
it's just a big region.
That pretty much. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I might see somebody that I recognize. That's about it. I was like, I don't know what to do with that now.
Most are from West Africa through the slave trade.
Yeah.
When I did Uber, I was Ubering this one lady, and she was telling me that she read a report on that, and she goes, "That's it." It was a white lady, and she goes, "That's insane." She's like, "Why do you think that is?" I go, "Really?"
That's insane.
You didn't think of it, but that's the thing. That's why I see a lot of this happens, because it doesn't affect them. They don't think of it. I explained this to my white friend. He's about 5'6" or so, not offending anybody. 5'6". I know. My bad.
Boy, throughout this is the heightest conversation.
Internet dating and stuff, and he goes, "It doesn't work for me," and all of that. And I thought about it, and I go, "Damn, dating for him is different because he's 5'6". I'm 6'1". It's easier for me. I don't give a fuck about his problems. Then I really understood a lot of
white people.
Good, and I was like, but the thing is, friend, I give a fuck. So I don't really kneel and put on a. Where I made a post the other day where I'm like, we don't even, like, we're Americans. Can't take nothing for me.
Bro, read the room. Dog, this tone deaf dog. When I saw them do that, I was livid. I was like, yo.
Yeah.
We don't wear kente cloth.
Look,
we did it in the 90s because Spike Lee
told us to.
And Malcolm X came out and that told us to do it. And we had woke brothers on the corners passing out.
And the wild thing about that is the number of people from African countries that are like, kente cloth comes from one specific region, and that don't even represent all of us.
The other 100 countries.
Just put on a uniform because we was like, that's black, that's Africa. So I said, yo, like that's wild.
It's so offensive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I equate it to people dressing up in sombreros and ponchos for a style. It's wildly offensive stuff.
Yeah.
And you are white. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not a part of that.
You know what? You know what's funny to me about that is their response was, well, the people from the National Black Caucus gave us this stuff to wear. Like, that was one of the biggest things. But I did notice, I was like, look, Cory Booker didn't wear it. And I'm going to tell, like, this is just advice to white people, whether you're my coworker or not. Like, if something is happening in response to black people, sometimes we don't speak up. Sometimes we're just like, I'm going to let y'all do y'all. I'm out. If you don't see me putting it on, don't do it. Like, I'm like, yo, look, I could have this fight with y'all and explain to y'all how this is wildly wrong, but I feel like you should know this by now, so I'm gonna just let y'all do y'all. But that's cool. I'm gonna just walk out in my regular suit. So that's it. And Cory didn't look crazy. So that's my thing. I said, y'all were a room full of white people, and y'all still didn't even ask the black person, like, yo.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Now, to your brother's point about, we're not asking for more than, you know, what our numbers stack up as far as like, of course, there are more white people in this country than there are black. But what we are asking is that, yeah, in those boardrooms where these decisions are being made, there needs to be a black voice or a Hispanic voice or an Asian voice before you say, hey, we're going to try to do something that speaks to this demographic, and it just be a room full of white people. Because I don't care how down you are. I don't care how much rap music you listen to when you were in high school. None of that can duplicate or emulate or actually give you an authentic experience of being black in America. That's one thing white people got to stop too. Oh, I was poor too, and I came over with such and such. My best friend was black. I don't really give a damn. That doesn't. I'm still, you know, like if I'm in a room full of white people, I'm the blackest motherfucker in the room. Yeah. So I don't care about your experiences that would lead you to believe that you have some sort of notion of what black people like, or we're not all the same, you know.
I know too, Ryan. One thing that I try to tell like people I grew up with, you know, me and Devon, we grew up pretty cool. Like a lot of times I'll tell people, oh yeah, I'm from Sugar Land, and somebody's like, a white person will go, I'm blacker than you, and I go, do you understand how racist that is?
Racist.
Saying is,
so that's a racist.
Yeah, that's blacker than me. So now you're saying that you think black people are poor. That's what you're saying. You realize, right? I didn't mean it that way. I'm like,
it goes deeper. It goes deeper than that. So you equate certain things with being black, right? And then you also equate certain things with being white. And if you ask them to make a list, there's probably a lot of positive things in the white column, a lot of negative things in the black column. So when they say, oh, well, I struggled or I did this, they somehow identify with a harsher experience than what their white skin would normally allow them to have. So that's complete bullshit.
And they do it for street cred, quote unquote.
Yeah, because that's how I know they know. When they be like, I wasn't aware. You knew. You say things like that. You're very aware. You're aware because you know my experience is different. If you have like mixed people or mixed kids and they're like, I don't want to raise them like they're black. I'm like, you know, you're aware of what we go.
Yeah, and you can't, man, I feel like we could be on this thing for forever. But you can't capitalize and be cool because you know my culture, but then also tell me that I'm not my culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have it both ways now, but one or the other. Are you blacker than me, or like for real? You know what I'm saying? Like, so okay, well, let's go get pulled over together.
Yeah.
Let's go not get this job together.
Yeah. That's perfect. No, that's perfect. Let's me and you get suited up and go walk into here and get this job and sit down with this interview and see who's going to get it more than likely.
Buying a car. We've seen it.
Even like, come on now, like that's just silly, man.
And I think what's wild too is we know about the racism that we see, like that out in your face. Whether it's just like, okay, this is just direct racism when we're dealing with police and all this other kind of stuff. But I'm so concerned about the stuff you don't see. Like when you see these threads on Twitter where you've got influencers and book people, like authors, that are talking about like, yo, this is how much I got paid on my first job. And then even they're shocked. Like, it's like, yo, I'm like, yo, this is a popular black author. And she's saying how much she got paid. And then even the white people are like, dog, I've never done anything before in my life, and I got paid like 20 times as much as you on my first job. Like you're the person that I look up to. And I just knew for a fact it was this science fiction author. And this one woman, like it was a white woman as an author, she was almost distraught. Like she's like, I had no clue. Like I look up to you and I look at your books and I was just doing this. I thought everybody was getting this money. Like, so if they're giving me this, they must be giving you the ridiculous amount. And then you look and it's like, nah, they gave me like 10% of what you got. You're like, wow.
Then on top of that, then there's this idea, well, that's a racial issue, but then women and men doing the same job and the salary gap there. That's something that's just like, bro, think about go read the amendments, my G. Go read, people out there, go read the Constitution, read the Bill of Rights, read that shit. They had to give civil rights to people because of how they were treated because of their color of their skin. They didn't let women vote, white women, for a long time.
Yeah.
This country has had to make some incredible annotations to the original documents to be like, oh, we fucked that up. All right, it's wrong to have slaves. We kind of fucked that up. All right, so they're not slaves anymore, but they're 3/5 human. Oh, damn, we fucked that up. They got to be treated as 5/5 human. And it's just like on and on and on. Okay, there's gay people now. There's always been gay people.
Yeah.
Okay, well, damn, they get discriminated against. We got to write that in. It's like the people in the room were white Europeans when they created everything. And for us to sit here and say, man, we don't have to change nothing and we gonna keep it the same way. Fuck that. They didn't have me and you in mind when they drafted those documents at all.
Not at all.
And you gotta live by something that somebody wrote in 1776.
For me, yeah.
And fuck that.
I mean, there's so much evidence. I explained to a lot of my white friends. I'm like I ask my brother this all the time and white people in general. I'm like, why is it that every time we go to a bar, if we go to a white bar, y'all be like, just show up. But if I tell you, hey, I'm gonna be at Prospect Park, you gotta come with me. You've never been by yourself. You've never been by yourself.
Yeah, you're right. There's a discomfort. There's a huge discomfort about a lot of white, not for all white people, but for a majority, it's like, yo, them stepping in our world. I mean, first of all, you've been in a bar when you've realized it's Black night and you've seen customers, like the regulars come in. I didn't know y'all were closed today. And it's like, no, we open. It's just Black people here. There's only 10 of them. They're right there. Like, they're like, yes, I don't know. This is a different kind of night. No, I'll come back tomorrow. I'll come back tomorrow when y'all, regular. You're like, oh, okay.
That's the problem too.
Yeah.
I've pointed that out. You're not regular. You're not. You know what I'm saying? I say that to white people. You guys aren't regular. Like that breeds racism. You're like, I'm not racist. I don't call people the N-word or anything. I'm like, but you think you regular?
That's not the only qualifier to being racist.
Well, I mean, when you set up that as
the optics of it, like people always say, like, oh, well, it's not as bad as it used to be, or it's not like that. Yeah, you don't have to have the white robe on, burning crosses for me to think that you're racist.
Yeah.
I think it was last year when Trump said, somebody asked him in the press, asked him if he thought he was racist or something like that. And he said he's the least racist person in the world. You won't find anyone in the world that's less racist than he is. And in my mind, semantics matter. So if someone asks you if you're racist and you're not a racist, you should say, no, I'm not a racist.
That's it.
Imply that I'm the least racist person, because that implies that you are a little bit racist.
Yeah.
And for me, racism is like a white shirt and a Kool-Aid red stain. Now, if you didn't have a stain on your shirt, you got to clean your shirt. But if you got that one red dot on your shirt, that shirt dirty, man.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be a little bit racist, you racist.
Yeah.
You're not.
I don't even know how you judge least racist.
Some races, it's a very linear thing. It's very absolute in my mind. It's very absolute. If you're racist, and not just racist against Black people, if you're racist against your own people, or Mexicans, or Asians, or Indians, or Pakistani, and Africans, true Africans, if you're racist against any of those groups, you're a bigot.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things too. When you set up racism as that overt act, like where you say, hey, are you racist? And a person can just be like, oh, well, I've never called anybody the N-word, so I can't be racist. Like when you set racism as this act, like it's like, you got to call somebody the N-word, you got to call somebody a derogatory name, or you got to kill them. If you haven't done that, you're good. And it's like, yeah, I'm not racist. occasionally make a joke or deny a man for his job, but not like real racism, like nothing that's gonna hurt somebody. And you're like, no, that's the problem. Because when people kill people and cause violence, we can handle them. Like we can take care of them.
Not the police.
The level of intelligence among people that are racist is not very high.
Nah.
And it's that simplified thinking. I've had this encounter with these types of people a few times over. So now, rather than giving every single person I meet the benefit of the doubt, I'm just gonna paint them with a broad stroke and say that they're all like this, and I don't want to be around them, and I don't want to converse or interact with them. And for me, it's like I meet individuals. You know, if I talk to somebody, I'm meeting an individual. So I can't enter into that with any preconceived notion that, hey, if they're Asian, they're this way. Or if they're white, they're this way. And that's we're just asking for that same. Yeah. You know, you meeting me. Yeah, I'm a black man on the outside and the inside. My name is Ryan. Nice to meet you. You know what I'm saying? Like that is a jump off point. Judge me based on how I treat you. Don't judge me based upon some interaction you had with another black dude somewhere down the line. That's just unfair.
I think the real conversation, like I've said before, of just growing up where we grew up, I've seen there's a fear of us, and they don't want to admit it. Because every time even in my on my post, I explain specific events that I've seen. Like if like white people, I'll be like, yo, if you pull up to a store and you see two black kids walking past your car, just going into it, and you wait, like, why are you waiting? It's like it's not just the police, people. Like there is fear, and until we're ready to have that real conversation, we're not getting anywhere. We could talk about the police, defund the police. I agree, but even more than that, there's the unnatural. Akash Singh, an Indian comedian, talks about it. He says the unnatural fear of black people. Every time, like I see it all the time. Me, I call myself the description. You know what I'm saying? I'm 6'1", 260. I'm the description. Every time they're describing me. I'm dark skinned. I got this beard. I'm the description. I worry about Devon. Every time he goes somewhere, Devon is nice. Somebody, you look at Devon, they be looking at him like he gonna murder everybody up in here.
Pretty much.
He's nicer than me. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, get all of us, all four of us. There's a problem. Like every time we go somewhere. I'm like, my God. Oh, no.
And it's like you gotta disarm yourself. Like, and I don't wanna do that. You know, I wanna walk into wherever I'm going and I just wanna be me. I wanna take care of my business, whatever I'm there for, enjoy myself and leave and go home and make it safe. But it's like you have to, they tell us to not be who we naturally want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Like the bird watching incident.
Yeah,
it's just how innocent how innocent can you be to bird watching?
How non-threatening is a bird watcher? Like I'm like, my man can't even be a bird watcher.
This might be a poorly timed joke. I didn't even know brothers watch birds.
Look. I was with you.
I didn't know that was something we could do. So I was like, damn, I might go check out a Blue Jay or a Cardinal or some shit one day, man. I didn't know it was something that like a black person actually did. Yeah. It was just like, damn, man, the way she flinging his dog around, she was choking her dog out.
Just had him up like.
But don't white folks love their dogs? It just threw me for a loop. I was like, man, this is out of control. And she fake called the cops, like knowing that if I say that he's black and he's threatening me and I fear for my life, a second, and they gonna hem him up, but he was just there watching some birds.
And my thing about that too is that man kind of became. I was looking at all those articles on him, and it's like, yo, my man literally went out. He had this bird watching equipment, like binoculars and all. Like, dog, my man went out to watch birds in the park. That has to be the least threatening thing I've ever heard in my life. I see the way he's dressed and everything. I was like, dog, you literally called the cops on this man.
There's a long list of things that could put your life in jeopardy if you were black and doing said thing.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. I was like, bird watch. I said, man, bird watching, bro.
Bird watching.
Yeah.
you out here violating the rules, not wearing a mask, not being social, don't got your dog on a leash like you're supposed to, and here you are flipping the situation because of your whiteness, your privilege.
And she got that dog back.
Oh, she did? I thought they took it away from her.
They did. They took the dog away from her, and then they said they reviewed the case and gave the dog back. And I'm gonna tell you, you say what?
Did she get her job back too?
Oh, I don't know about that job. I think she lost that job. You know what? Here's the other thing too, and just quiet as it's kept. That whole the cancel culture thing, when they're like, "Oh, cancel culture," and I said it doesn't make sense to me because when you really follow up on these people aren't getting canceled. They're being moved. Like they usually, it's like old girl that took the trip to Africa and she tweeted out like, "I'm going to Africa. I might get AIDS, da da da," and she lost her job before she landed. She got another job doing the same thing, making more money, and they knew who they were hiring. They were just like, "Oh, we get it. People just got upset with you for making a mistake." Yeah. And I really feel like it's one of those things where a lot of people kind of relate to them on that. They're like, "Oh, you made a mistake. You made them mad." You know, and like it's like it could have happened to any one of us. That's why they say things like one of the first tweets I saw with that lady in the dog watcher was, "I don't really like us broadcasting this woman because anybody can have a bad day." Now, I have had bad days. When I have a bad day or I'm inebriated or I'm whatever, I don't get racist. I don't get sexist. I don't just like the idea of I had a bad day, so now it's like, you know what? All Chinese people are horrible. Like, it's just a weird thing for you to do. So it's one of those things where I was like, no, but y'all blame this on a bad day because I think a lot of people can relate to it because it's like, I had these feelings anyway. And if I got caught, I'd want you to look out for me too. Because I'm like, I don't want to have to lose my job because I just called a black man the N-word. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. It happens. And I was like, it don't happen. Oh. I didn't expect the conversation to get that deep though. So
it's like, all right, in and out. Now I'm like, damn, nigga, it is.
Yeah. I didn't expect the conversation to get that deep, but we,
of this material. Thank you guys.
We appreciate y'all coming on.
Yeah.
So we know that we're still expecting more work from the two of you.
Oh yeah.
Floss every day. Floss every day on Twitch.
Floss is every day
on Twitch.
I'm once a quarter maybe. You know what I'm saying? We'll give you something.
I don't know. Do you want to plug the cigars? You know what I'm saying? You can get out here.
Hey man, if you do find yourself in a cigar shop, make sure you buy a Drew Estate cigar. There's a lot of different brands there. We got something for everybody.
Okay.
Smoke some, chill out, relax. Have a conversation with somebody. 6 feet distance. Be safe. Cigars is one of those things. Honestly, I've had conversations with people that I probably never would have met or had a meaningful conversation with them because we like cigars. So that's one of the cool things about that. It's like you can have a lawyer sitting right next to a guy that picks up the trash every day, and they can have some sort of common ground. And I think right now we probably need a lot more conversations, listening to the people and understanding why people are upset. If you had a comment about the looting, but you didn't have a comment about my man losing his life for no reason, there's a problem.
That's the problem.
That's a definite conversation.
That's wild.
Because best believe, God forbid it happens to one of us or myself, I'd hope y'all burn this motherfucker down.
Yeah.
I got you, man. I'm coming.
Don't hashtag me. Just burn it down.
Yeah, please don't put me on the shirt.
Don't be on no shirts. None of that.
I got you.
No, put me on the shirt.
You want to?
Also want to search money even in the afterlife.
And put ass wild on there too, man.
That boy went out ass wild. No.
It's wild.
No.
I'm gonna knock on wood because I don't.
No.
Yeah. Where's the wood?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, man. The real thing. That's why people are really mad. That's what happens when people get mad, man. You keep poking at the bear. You keep treating us like shit, and like we don't mean nothing. And it's like, well, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
This Target, I don't like this Target. We're gonna burn Target down.
Look, I will say this before we go. I'm not a big protest. Like, I've been to plenty of protests. When I went to the George Floyd one here in Houston, I remember somebody asking as we were pulling up, they were like, well, when is, I was like, dog, yeah, we're going to meet here and then we're going to walk down to City Hall. Like, it's like, I've done this. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it became so regular. I had never seen that many people.
It looked like it was a lot of people.
And that many different people. Like, that was the other thing, too, that shocked me, because usually it was like just us. And I was like, okay, it's a lot of people here. And then in everywhere. Houston has been pretty quiet. I mean, there's stuff happening at night, but for the most part, when we're talking about the cities that are facing rioting and things like that, the amount of response from cities that swore they couldn't do stuff, that all of a sudden were like, yeah, we can do that. And I was like, dog, people asked you really nicely. Like, they filled out your forms. They crossed every I, crossed every T, dotted every I, put on their best suit, made these arguments, and y'all was like, nah, that's impossible. We can't do that.
And while you're talking, like,
yeah, and it's like then somebody flipped over a cart, and they was like, wait a minute, y'all, wait, I got you. Now,
because they don't respect us as a whole. So
yeah,
we're gonna get your attention. Trust me. If we have to get your attention, we will get your attention. And to your point, it's like when we ask for these things and it doesn't happen, it's just like, all right, you could go this way or it can go another way. Like,
because now my fear is it's going in a weird direction where it's like I don't know if people are asking for your whole city block to paint Black Lives Matter on it. Like, I feel like people are asking for education and police reform and food programs and like
symbolic stuff. Does it look cool? Sure, I'm with it. When they did it on the avenue leading up to the White House, I thought that was very powerful. However, that's not what we're looking to do.
Yeah.
Murals and graffiti and stuff like that. Like, that stuff is dope.
Yeah.
But we need some actionable items, and I'll leave you guys with this note. Selection is very important. And also more important on the state and local level. So pay attention to those that are happening. But Joe Biden being able to almost get the black vote by default, I really challenge a lot of people, the powers that be, or people that can get some legislation in front of him. He still needs to do something for black people.
Absolutely.
Instead of just
saying, in order to make good on assuming that black people are going to vote for him because they just don't want to vote for Trump. And furthermore, after this election, we really need to challenge this two-party system, this ideologies of two ways of thinking that we all have to fit in a funnel and make a really important decision with just two people to choose from.
Yeah.
And we need legislation to further that divide and kind of help alleviate that problem that we all run into, because this will be the second straight election where I'm literally voting for the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Biden talks all this black stuff, but Biden's record, he hadn't done too many good things for black folks when he wasn't vice president. So, yeah, I'm not going to vote for Trump, but we got to hold Biden's feet to the fire and be like, okay, if you're going to be the person to kick him out, we need you to do something for black folks.
Step it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what it is, man.
We'll leave it on that note. That's a good note to leave it on.
Thank you guys so much for coming out once again. We had Hash Brown, aka Jett I Masstyr, of course. We had Hollywood Floss, also known as Hollywood. A little bit of roasting. Jett I Sadiq and Bruce, you look like Malcolm X. Really want to say that the whole time. That's it.
I'll take it.
Once again, this is In My Humble Opinion podcast. I've been your host,
a very nice guy. Also with my brother, Just Devon. Boom, 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 boom. And good night and goodbye.